Hello, friends. So, one of the things that I really, really like to do when I have an opportunity, every so often something comes to me, is to make spirituality or spiritual connection really, really practical for people. Probably the number one question that I have gotten asked over the last 2.5 years that I've been doing my YouTube channel is, why can't I feel God's presence? Or why doesn't God speak to me? Or, when maybe less religious terminology, why can't I feel that connection? Why can't I feel that divine connection? Why can't I have a spiritual experience? And people will tell me, well, I've asked and asked and asked, and nothing ever happens, and I guess I'm just meant to not be able to connect in that way, or God doesn't care about me, or whatever. And I have definitely been there, and I've had long periods of my life where I was the one asking those questions. And over the last few years, as I've developed my own spiritual practice, sometimes something comes to me. And today is one of those days I just want to share a very practical way that you can connect with God, or whatever word is comfortable for you. So, the number one thing that we have to realize is that what we're looking for is us. And the second thing that we have to realize is that we find that within ourselves, because what most of us try to do is to look outside of ourselves for a spiritual experience or a spiritual connection with a divine being. And I'm not saying that that's not important. Obviously, we can have those connections and those experiences with divine beings and, maybe loved ones that have passed on, or Jesus, or whatever religious figure that you follow. But what typically happens is that people will have that type of an experience or that type of a connection, and it will be temporary. And as soon as it's gone, at least in my case, whenever I've had an experience with Jesus, it's like, he'll answer a question of mine, or he'll help me in some way, but then it's kind of like, well, you got to figure it out. I'm here for you, but you have to figure it out. And he's not going to do everything for me. So we have to figure out, first of all, what we're looking for is ourselves, and where we're looking is within ourselves. But this can often be really vague information for people. It's like, what do you do with that? How do you look within yourself? How do you find what you need within yourself? And I've talked about a couple of methods on my channel that have been really helpful for me. The first one is self-inquiry meditation, and the second one is just simply the practice of loving, bhakti yoga, living with love and passion and surrender, and basically in a constant state of worship. Another thing is having a gratitude practice, looking for several things every day to be thankful for and letting those things just fill you up. Those are all things that have worked for me, but why do those three things, why have they specifically worked? Because they're building my field, my energetic field. When you focus on love, when you focus on gratitude, your heart expands. Something literally, for the physical and spiritual are so interconnected, and something is spiritually and physically happening. I probably don't have the correct terminology because I'm not like a scientist or a bioenergetic doctor or anything, but something is actually happening where your energy field in your heart expands. And that is what you're looking for. Why does self-inquiry meditation work? Because it brings you back to your state of being, to your awareness, and you're bringing yourself back to that part of yourself, that spiritual part of yourself that you have to be in tune with to have a spiritual connection. So, I had an epiphany today as I was doing one of Joe Dispenza's meditations. I have done his meditations for years and had so many amazing results in my life. But this morning I was doing the Blessing of the Energy Centers 3 for the first time. I'm not affiliated. I genuinely use and love his meditations. And as I was finishing the meditation, I felt this, this feeling, like this energy field, this really strong energy field around my body. And I got up to go about my day, and I've been dealing with several physical and mental health issues in my life over the last 4 months that I've talked about on my channel. But after doing this meditation, the energy field around my body was so strong that I got up to start my day with zero brain fog for the first time in months. Any mental, anxieties or anything that I've been dealing with off and on completely gone, and good energy in my body, which have been 3 big struggles for me over the last few months. Obviously, like, why is this working? It's because doing the meditation tuned me in, balanced my energy centers, and strengthened my energy field. And why is this important? Because this thing that we call our energy centers in our energy field, that's the real you. When we say in spirituality, you have to look within yourself to find the answers, we're talking about a real tangible thing. It's not just like some mysterious thing that you have to try to figure out. No, it's a real thing that you can tune into and strengthen and connect physically. If you listen to near-death experience accounts, pre-birth experience accounts, spiritually transformative experiences, one thing that you hear over and over and over is that when we're out of body, we are an orb of light or an orb of energy. And one thing that's made a really big difference for me is understanding that we think in spiritual circles that our spirit is inside our body. Actually, our body is inside our spirit. So you are an orb of energy or an orb of light that is connected in with your body, tune in with your body so that it's flowing down through your energy centers, then back up through your energy centers and out in a field around your body. I recommend Dr. Sue Morter for scientific information on how this happens. I'm reading one of her books right now called The Energy Code and explains all of this. But you can actually learn to tune in and to feel this. And so I want to tell you guys very practically, how does this feel? And there's several situations that come to my mind when I felt this way, but I had no idea what it was. The first thing is, if you're laying or sitting somewhere and you're so relaxed and you haven't moved for quite some time and you start to disconnect to where you don't feel your fingers and toes, your arms and legs, and you start to feel floaty and you start to just feel so relaxed and so connected to this peace and this bliss, and you feel like floaty, like you feel like you're sort of disconnected from your body and sort of out, expanding outside your body. That's the first thing. Another time when I felt this way is when I used to be part of the charismatic church. During worship services, I would become so connected to the energy and so in tune with the energy that I would feel like this tingling going up and down my spine, but expanding outside of my body, like this field of energy around me. And I would get hot and shaky a little bit, and just like this electric energy is what it felt like, radiating out and surrounding my body. Another time, which most people have probably experienced, is when you're listening to music where you're really in the moment, you're really connecting, you're really fired up, or you're exercising and you just feel this aura of energy and electricity around your body. That's exactly what I feel after I do these meditations that strengthen my energy field. And what I'm realizing is that field of energy, that's me, that's you. That is the real you. And that's what you're looking for. When you connect to that, you feel peace, you feel bliss, you feel this expansion and this connection. And I truly think that that's the step in the direction that we have to head head to be able to experience things like supernatural healings. If you get your energy center aligned and strengthened, then it affects things on an emotional and a physical level. Maybe even other spiritual gifts that we can begin tuning into. But I just really wanted to share this because it's so practical. People ask, well, how can I have a spiritual experience? Well, do something that strengthens your energy field, that creates that feeling of energy and electricity around your body, and then tune into it, tune into that awareness, recognize it as yourself, and then start to cultivate that. There's different things you can do to cultivate that. Doing a Course in Miracles workbook was really powerful for me. Different types of meditation. Breath work is another really one that's worked really well for me. Joe Dispenza in his meditations will take you through these really intense breathing exercises, or you can do like Kriya Yoga breathing exercises. You can look all of this up online. Getting out in nature is another one that really enhances it for me. So yeah, I just wanted to offer a few tips. Maybe I'll get into this in a little bit more detail in the future if there's interest in it. But try a few of those things and see if you can start to feel this energy field that's surrounding your body. And the more and more that you can tune into that, the stronger your spiritual connection will become. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.